lakritsikastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone in progression, it's all that I wanted. A foe in affection, I summon and dub it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SportsGamer, and welcome back to our continued coverage of the ECL Elite Division for our Winter 25 season. My name is Turgi, and would you look at that? Joined once more by my good pal, Mr. Sim, for the win, and Sin, first and foremost. Of course, it's just not the same without you here. But secondly, we have a couple of interesting matchups here today. Kicking things off, it's Mustaa against Unwanted. And a little bit later on, we'll be covering the Polski boys series against the Blackjacks.
Yeah, again, you know, both couple teams coming up from the pro division. I mean, we've seen tons and tons of parity throughout the years, and it's only getting more so here in the ECL and particularly in the Elite. So much turnover throughout the seasons, and that's why every single game, every single matchup, every single point is so important in this division.
I'll be intrigued to see how focused everybody was as opposed to panicked when we thought for a moment that the action might not happen tonight. But of course, we are very glad to be here and happy to be covering these series here tonight. Let's take a look at the standings to show you kind of where these two teams are at the moment heading into the action today. Again, as always, it is a 30-game regular season. Top 8 teams make the playoffs. And of course, very early days in this season. But Mustaa, a perfect 2-0 thus far with just the 2 goals against in their opening series. On the other side, Sin Unwanted with a split through their first 2 games. So still a bit too early to tell. Of course, you know, hey, we can kind of look at the standings and say this is how today might go. But for Unwanted, you know, you never want to fall too far behind too early in the season.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, it's a case of, you know, it's still very early. A lot can happen. Really, both of these teams have only played 1 series. So how much can we glean from that information? But to be fair, I really am looking at the goals for, goals against. That gives a little bit more insight into how these two teams are performing. So far, Mustaa are doing an excellent job on both sides of the puck, scoring at will and really having a shutdown defense.
Of course, heading into the action today, we will see if they are able to keep that pace up. Mustaa's initial series against Renescore to kick things off, while Unwanted split their series, of course, against Exon. So a little bit difficult to tell, but you see what the numbers were through those first 2 matchups. I'm sure Unwanted's happy about the perfect power play on the season thus far. Limited chances, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you have to be, you know, and any sort of positive at this stage. You're just looking for things to build upon early on into this season. You know, this is what you practice for since the new game came out. You're getting your chops back. You're learning all the new kind of gameplay quirks. And then this is what you're in for. You know, the beginning of the season, you want to start off strong, but really looking to build towards something. And everyone has to be building for the postseason.
So with that, let's take a look at the lineups for these 2 clubs here tonight. Kicking things off on the Mustaa side, it is Aro, Launinen, and Alupekas, with Jamal and Mise on defense, Latviks between the pipes. And of course, on the other side, this Unwanted team that we saw on our opening broadcast on Monday, it is Laxon Suth, of course, our cover gamer for this season, and Henka on the right. Snus and Beestrom on defense with Carlson between the pipes. And we'll go into our head-to-head comparison as we always do, starting off Launinen against Sooth. Sin, what stands out to you so far? Again, even though we don't have too much to go off of.
Well, I think 7 points in 2 games is going to stand out to just about everyone. You know, that's an insane pace throughout the course of the season. Probably won't be able to maintain that, but to start off so strong, especially as the centerman there, you know, that's absolutely key. We know how important a centerman is to any lineup. Obviously, every position is important, but to have a solid centerman, you know, not only scoring points, but playing that two-way game and being able to win some faceoffs. He's sub 50% right now, but again, between two games, a lot of this you have to kind of take with a grain of salt. That being said, throughout that first couple games for Suth, when it comes to the faceoff percentage, 35.1%, he was outmatched. That's, you know, kind of easy to sort of see. We'll see how he does here against Launanen.
We'll take a look here at the winger comparison next, as again, it is Aro and Alupekas going up against Loxen and Henkasen. Of course, we're familiar with Aro, his capabilities of playing on top teams. He's looking to make Mustaa one of those top teams, and he and Alupekas with a very strong start to the season, both in terms of total points and, of course, goals as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Otto has been, you know, a tremendous player, played throughout, you know, for a variety of teams and really came into his own throughout the last couple seasons, kind of taken over the offense. Of course, we remember him with Yup, and now at this point playing with Mustaa, off to a good start, 5 points so far. Again, you know, small sample sizes for all these guys, but we have seen what Henka and Loxen have been capable of throughout their careers here in the ECL. This is the matchup to kind of get things going. As you pointed out when we were looking at the standings, you don't want to drop, you know, too many points early on.
Taking a look now at the defensive side of things, Nuari Jamal and Misa on defense for Mustaa. The other side, Snus and Bestromson. Of course, I have to keep setting you up for, hey, what stands out through the limited amount of games played so far?
Obviously, for me, it's got to be Mise, you know, a name that maybe not too many people are familiar with in the ECL scene, but he's making his presence felt. You know, 5 points in those 2 games played, 6 hits as well, you know, playing physical, 1 goal. I mean, he's starting off great, but for me, it's really going to be about how he and Jamal kind of play together as a unit, because obviously with their early game stats, you know, 9 goals for, 2 against, you would think they have a pretty good defensive formula back there. And again, Snus and Bistrom, these are 2 guys that we've seen plenty of so far, as Unwanted has become more of a mainstay here in the ECL Elite. They're both capable of putting up points. They've both been physical, and we know that they're both capable of shutting things down. So this is really going to be an interesting battle between the point guys here.
And of course, our final head-to-head, it is the battle of the goaltenders. Latviks squaring off with Carlson, and obviously, Sin, the big number that stands out is that save percentage. Latviks started off this series, or this season, I should say, incredibly hot, and he'll be feeling confident heading into this series.
Absolutely, and he really should. And I mean, near 90 save percentage is pretty remarkable, even though it is only those first 2 games. You know, he has to be good to be able to achieve those kind of stats. I mean, how often have we seen one of those top teams and they don't allow too many shots, and so their goaltender, you know, as a result, doesn't have maybe the strongest save percentage? We're not seeing that so far from Latvia here early on. But when you look at Carlson, we have seen him stand on his head and steal games for the teams that he has played for. So I wouldn't read too much into his more weaker early season stats. Again, it's only 2 games. They had a tougher matchup. This kid can absolutely steal games.
So again, coming up, the 2-game regular season set between Mustaa and Unwanted. Again, a little bit later on, it will be Polski boys taking on the Blackjacks for our continued coverage here. Again, in week 1 of this brand new ECL season. Again, we are going to be here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with Tuesday being our Pro Division Spotlight. Of course, our typical 1945 CET start times, unless they throw a patch at us, which, hey, why not? I guess you got to do it at some point, but it always seems to line up well for us. This broadcast is always brought to you once again by our friends at Dove. We're 3 for 3 this week, boys. Let's go. 3 for 3.
You know what I find interesting is that we're really seeing the European scene begin to lean more into kind of the North American. Now, the changes to this game, obviously, with the timed skill-based one-timers, that really leans into that kind of North American style of play. Now we're seeing teams working it. 2 snipers on the front end. I'm going to love to see what these guys are able to set up when it comes to 1Ts, you know, high in the zone, low in the zone. I want to see a heck of a lot more creativity in that regard than sometimes we have seen from the Europeans in years past, where they always want to work it kind of down low. They're looking for the possession-based style, and I just want to see some pucks rip into the net, and you'd seen a lot of green popping up on the ice.
That was an excellent segue by you to get out of the awkwardness of that ad. Well done. It is Unwanted in control of possession here in the early stages, and both teams having trouble staying on side with their first couple of possessions. And, you know, Sin, you talked about the evolution of the gameplay. Of course, it's always going to be a consistent theme, the trap and trying to protect your own blue line. But once these two teams kind of open up a little bit, who kind of gives that first bit of space for a team to work with as a shot there is blocked. It's all about adaptation as the game goes on.
Absolutely, and we might see a lot more like perimeter work, people having to go out front, but geez, oh my goodness, immediately a strike by Otto.
A very hot start to the game. One counterattack is all it takes. Aro's 5th of the season. Lightning fast on this counterattack for Mustaa.
I really thought that he was going to have no chance to break in right there. The defenseman, I think it was Bistrom, was in tremendous position to make a play. He just kind of overplayed it and allowed Otto to just beat him just right up the middle. I don't think he really changed his skating path one beat. Just a bit of an overcommit by Bistrom. Just like that, Mustaa with the lead.
And 5th of the season for Aro to kick off this campaign. Talked about adapting right as that goal was scored. See if Unwanted are able to shrug off allowing a quick goal in the opening few minutes. Swift trying to find space down the other way. Great poke check there by Jamal to take that one away. Looking for a little bit of space. Can't find Aro this time. Wanted look to get set down the other way. Much space to work with, but they do maintain possession. Sooth unable to find that pass. Bistrom recovers. As Snus will dump this in, well timed. Anka down low, wanted to go for the wraparound. Mise was there to take it away. Don't only take it away, lead it all the way down into the attacking zone. That's that hip check. Aro trying to hold on to it, can't do so. Sets up Loxon down the other way. Bistrom stepping up into the play. He scores! Not a bad way to get your second goal of the year. The defenseman jumps up into the play and makes something happen.
Excellent hustle by Loxon as well. I mean, he initially got poked, but he just kept his foot on the gas trying to win the puck battle. And that's what it's going to take. Secondary efforts right there. And what a little move by Bistrom to kind of work his way around the defender, baiting the goalie to his backhand, and then going back on the forehand and tucking that one home. That's exactly the response that Unwanted needed here. And great to see Bistrom getting that goal back after he had a bit of a defensive miscue on the goal for Mustaa.
9 minutes in, a goal apiece, each on the first shot of the game for the respective teams here. Not a pace the goaltenders are going to want to see continue. Swoop down low, tried to go back to the short side, just couldn't hold on to it. And then drops back. Kultaa looking to find space past the blue line. Dump it in, foot race for it. Handled well. Not able to find any space. Has a chance there. Bumped off before he could pull the trigger.
Yeah, unfortunately had to play that one off of his skates. Otherwise, he could have got a quick shot off there.
Double hip check down low, but it opens up space down the other way. Handled very well by Snus, who joins the rush, stepping in. The feed in front to Sooth just didn't quite have the angle.
Yeah, went straight for the goaltender right there, but I like the idea. It looked like Swift may have had just a little bit of separation from his marker right there. Might have been able to kind of tap that one home on the 5-hole. However, Latve is able to swallow that one up. We'll have an offensive zone draw here for Unwanted.
Off the draw, Sooth. The one-timer for Bistrom at the point. Good save again. Well, can't say again, but good positioning again, at the very least, as he gets his first save of the game. Stepping up into the play. Good action there. Not able to find that follow-up pass, though. And just working together here, trying to find a little bit of space. Alupeka's not able to find that pass. Chance now for Unwanted with a little bit of speed. Sooth has it knocked away. Now by Henke on the follow-up. The feed in front, and Oxen not able to get all of that one.
Really excellent stick lift by Henke down low to keep that alive for them to try to get one more chance.
Aro continuing to circle. Jamal at the point, looking to step in. Nearly got it back. Loose puck. Final 2 minutes of the opening frame here in space for Loxon. Has Sooth in the middle. He's taken down. Will just be a standard power play without Lupeka's heading to the box.
Yeah, that was pretty close, but it does look like Launen right there had just about a half step on him to prevent the penalty shot from going through. But nonetheless, this is a big, big moment here. Unwanted might be able to take the lead.
See how this power play goes. Could be a turning point here for Unwanted. They do maintain possession off the faceoff. Needed a one-timer to flex off the traffic in front. For Sooth, a little bit dangerous. Aro hanging around, disrupting this offense. Snows tries to go. His captain in front doesn't quite go.
I would have liked to have maybe seen a shot on goal right there. They were so close to getting full pressure. They still have plenty of bar, though.
Moments, though, of the period. Eastrom again loses it to Aro, D to D. Snus looking, broken up one more time. Tremendous individual effort by Aro there. And a mostly successful penalty kill. We'll see if they can kill off that remaining bit of time. Start of the second period, but a goal apiece at the end of the first.
Yeah, of course, the advantage being obviously the play will start in the neutral zone. Always easier to kind of split that power play up between two periods, but that was really textbook penalty killing. From Mustaa right there. You know, they didn't collapse too heavily. They applied pressure to the puck carriers, took away the passing lanes, take away the shooting lanes as well. And you really saw, you know, Unwanted seemed to want, you know, some specific things at times, maybe a couple forced passes here and there, but nonetheless, I don't think, yeah, they didn't even get a shot on that power play. So I feel like they had a couple of opportunities, and like I said, I would have loved to have seen Snus rip it. He had a couple chances where there's maybe a bit of traffic of a defender there, but I think he could have found a way to get that puck through, and with, you know, with a good shot on net, they could have been able to get that full pressure, you know, really kind of tire out their opposition. Most importantly, the goaltender, and that's when you can really start to open things up on the power play. If you want to try those passing plays around the perimeter, your defenders will be slightly slower, obviously not as slow as they once were, as that full pressure has been tuned quite a bit since its inception. But nonetheless, yeah, I would have liked to see a couple more shots here, but new period of play, still tied up, a little bit of carryover time. Let's see what Unwanted can do with it.
As always, the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalon Lakritsi. It is game number 1 of 2. Mustaa and Unwanted. Again, a little bit later on. Polski boys taking on the Blackjacks in our Elite Division Spotlight. We are back to 5-on-5. Good job by Mustaa patrolling their own blue line. Eastrom forcing a glove save out of Latve there. I mean, you look at the name, Latvex, the X factor in his name is a shortstop-worthy glove.
He should have picked up the power shot boost, you know?
Yeah. Oh, the day we can have an arcade tournament will be the happiest day of my time here at SportsGamer. Is great individual effort by Henke. Just couldn't get that shot off. Patience by Sooth. Henke again down low, just out of reach of Loxon. Aro with speed, defended well by Mustaa, but he always finds a way to get that puck back. A poke check in front. Quick out, off the skates of Loxon. They're still going to be able to fight for possession here. Defense going to be able to recover. Beastrom throws one on. Good stop. Latve and Henke from an odd angle, keeping him honest. Aro over, and a good save there. Probably not quite the location on that shot that they wanted. It was a little bit easier for Carlson than he may have expected.
Yeah, and I don't think he got the full 1-tee off either. I definitely think that's the play, and that's, again, something that's kind of Europeans have been continuing to adjust to. That's more of a North American style, those high zone one-timers off of the rush, but...
He strikes again. Sin, he just loves to interrupt your points, doesn't he? His second of the game. making 6 goals on the season for Aro. A nasty one-timer off the face-off.
Yep, speaking of high zone one-timers, that one's not on the rush, but again, just perfectly set up off of the face-off. No one picks him up. He just glides over there. That's, one of the more classic of set plays off of the draw, and with a guy rocking gold 1T to get that open, it was like Christmas over there for Aro. Mustaa take a 2-1 lead.
Unwanted were able to find response relatively quick fashion in the first period. We'll see if they're able to do so here. Aro again, so strong on the puck. Gets it back in the corner. Plenty of time and space to work with. Patience here from Mustaa in the attacking zone. Pass off the mark, though. Henka now gonna lead it down the other way for Unwanted. The one-timer of their own for Loxon. Good save, though, by Latve. We say up to Alupek, is looking for a little bit of space. Still holds the puck. Found Aro in front. He is involved in essentially every O-zone opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's just a menace right now. He's absolutely everywhere. And, we saw a couple nice attempted counterattacks for Unwanted, but right now, Mustaa really seeming to take over the momentum here in offensive zone draw. We'll see what they can do with it.
Off the face, off the net drive for Aro. Just couldn't hold on to it. Strum up the boards for Loxon. Find any space that time out. Great sauce up ahead for Aro. He scores! Unstoppable in this game so far. Halfway through, a little bit over. He has a hat trick. It is a 3-1 lead for Mustaa.
I mean, nothing fancy about it. He just understands the situation, gets himself in a position to do something, and understands that both defensemen are looking to cut him off. Did he release that with one hand? A one-handed snapshot, it looked like. Maybe the white glove blended in with the ice, but to me, to my eyes, it looked like he almost shot that with one hand there. Just simple. Put it to the forehand and go far side. Even if you don't bury it, you might create a rebound. You might be able to fight for it, but either way, just Aro is unreal right now. 3 goals for him.
Make that 7 on the season already in just his 3rd game. And at this rate, he might not be done. Unwanted need to find a way to slow him down. They're on the attack. I thought they drew another call. Scramble for the puck in the slot that Mustaa will come up with.
Yeah, I was with you.
There by Bistro.
Thought I saw a trip, but it must have been one of those bumps from kind of behind that makes your guy sprawl out and look like a trip.
Loxon over for Henka. Good short side attempts. You can see the confidence that Latve has in his defense. Not giving up those short sides. 5:05 to go here in the 2nd period. Again, first game of 2. Between these two clubs in their regular season matchup, the extra pass. Gave Mustaa the chance to adapt. Space and off the post. And nearly back to the neutral zone on the rip from Alupeka's, nearly making it a 4-1 game.
Yeah, and just really smart to use Aro as bait right there. He was just pulling up for the 1T, had to draw the attention of defensemen. Not only respect for the 1T, but because of those 3 goals. Wait a second, turnover.
Sooth, it's off the pads, and somehow that doesn't go. I hope we get another look at that. Good save by Latve. Loose puck. Henka denied by the glove. A tremendous individual effort that started off with perhaps I'm pretty sure it didn't miss the net, right? We're going to get a timeout here for stamina purposes on the Mustaa side, but
I didn't hear
we get back to that first attempt.
Yeah, this is the second one, unfortunately. Just a beautiful glove save. But yeah, the first one, I think he slid over and got a pad on that. I didn't hear the ping of the post. Sometimes it can be a bit too quiet. But I really think he got a piece of that first one. Excellent recovery right there. You can see why he's got that high save percentage. Latve just stood on his head in that last sequence.
Over 90 seconds left at the time of the draw. Unwanted would love to get a late goal here to get some momentum back. Henka putting in work down in the corner. Suth for Loxon again on the short side, and it is just not there for Unwanted to take advantage of.
Yeah, Latve just seems to be getting stronger as this game goes on, facing more shots now as Unwanted starting to get not so desperate, but they need to put more pucks on net, and I like what they're doing here, but right now, Latve just up to the task. Be careful here, near turnover.
Final moments of the period, Aro dumps it down, going to be just out of reach of a teammate. Lupekas can't make a play on it, and that will do it for the second period. Make it a 3-1 lead off the back of a hat trick for Aro and some phenomenal goaltending from Mustaa so far in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a case of Mustaa being incredibly opportunistic, and obviously Aro doing a really, really good job of capitalizing on the chances that he get. I'm still the most impressed by that one because it's just such a simple play. He times it perfectly to get that shot off, and it beats the goaltender far side. But we're seeing the pushback from Mustaa. They're really ripping shots on net right here. Normally we could maybe even criticize Mustaa that it's just 4 shots through those first 2 periods, but 3 of them have gone in, so hard to kind of criticize that. And I wouldn't say that they're really kind of getting dominated on the sheet of ice either. They're not getting hemmed in too much. They had to rely on Latve really only standing on his head for about 1 sequence at the tail end of that period. They're still playing good hockey. They're still making Unwanted work for their chances, and I'm actually surprised looking at that time on attack for each team, because while Unwanted has that 6 minutes, it's that feeling of it doesn't feel like they're really outdoing it that much, just because they haven't been super threatening besides on that last sequence where Latve was outstanding.
There we go, the action back underway. Unwanted down by 2. Wraparound bid does not go as they continue to try to throw different looks. Offensive zone here. I mean, obviously a frustrating spot to be in. You're out shooting a team 11-4. You're trailing 3-1 against a lesser goaltender. I think this will at least be close to a tie game as that shot deflects. Loose puck in the crease, and that might be Unwanted's best chance. Just havoc in front, maybe a lucky bounce here or there.
Yeah, absolutely. Shades of that Boston Providence game right there, the way that one pinballed around in the crease.
Draw. Mustaa in possession. You can see the increased effort from Unwanted to try and force turnovers on the breakouts. Good effort here. Now Lupekas to get that one down low. Or for Laudinen to go. Loxon trying to hit that gap with speed. Just ran out of space. Estrom's shot bounces in the air and held by Latve. How did that one not go in?
I have no idea. I thought for sure the second I saw it flipping in the air, looking like it was behind Latve, I thought it was in for sure. He somehow keeps it out. Yeah, there's a few replays we're going to be requesting for the boys, I think.
Laudinen tried that pass back over to Aro. Couldn't go. Unwanted trying to get right back in on the attack. With good positioning. Lupekas there, and you can see the extra aggressiveness from Unwanted. They need a goal, and time is going to continue to wind down rather quickly. Pass contested. Aro avoids a check at center ice. He's got space to work with. And down low, now back to the points. Patience there. Wanted able to get this puck out, and all the way up to Loxon, who has a bit of space. Toe drag rebound kept out. Early days in this winter 25 season, but we're seeing one of the better goaltending performances we're likely to see all season long as Laudinen runs out of runway.
I do like the strategy right now from Mustaa. They're continuing to just try to get that puck deep.
I can't hold on to it. Suth is there. Bumped off the puck. Lise jumping into the play with speed. Tries to go for Aro, and a good block by Henka on the delayed shots. And Suth, nice pass. Henka shut down, but gets it back. Suth can't find the pass. Henka throws one on. Is there yet again.
Yeah, there it's just throwing spaghetti at the wall right now as Unwanted, and that's what you should be doing. Just try to pour the rubber on Latve. One of them you got to feel like are bound to go in, but he's just playing phenomenally right now. Who knows if he'll be beat again in this game.
Full pressure here. One-timer from Henka read well. Joke about Latve versus Latvex, and again, the X factor is that glove side. Good luck beating him there. I mean, he has been covering that glove side perfectly all game long. Ace now for Alupekas after the turnover. Locked away, now 6.5 minutes to go. Unwanted, still down by 2. Not sure if that's what Suth wanted. Nearly worked. Certainly didn't want it to result in a turnover. As Aro picked this one up in space. All at the point, just at least gets it down into that far side corner without turning it over.
Yeah, it's just such a smart play right there. Uh-oh.
Henka with speed and nearly caught him cheating. Somehow, someway, Unwanted have yet to find the back of the net for that second time.
I don't know if that was off the side of the net, if he somehow got the glove on that. Nonetheless, he was sliding in the wrong direction, playing the pass right there, and once again, somehow it stays out. I think we're gonna get a look at, off the side of the net on the backhand. If he was able to hit the forehand there, maybe he could have squeezed that one in.
Close call to say the least. We get a look there at a couple of chances they had. I mean, again, I feel like the vast majority of these highlights are glove save after glove save. That one there, though, absolutely tremendous. After giving up the rebound, 17 shots to 5. But a 3-1 lead for Mustaa with 4:07 to play. Regulation, first game of 2 between these two teams. A little bit later on, it is Polski boys taking on the Blackjacks. Suth for Loxen to Beestrom. It's blocked. Loxen, a swing at it. Get it towards net. Has it again. One-timer gloved down again.
Might be time to try blocker side, boys, but I mean, he's been good over there too. That rebound save that he made was on the blocker side. Maybe it's just Latve's game.
Couple of 5-hole attempts in there, perhaps. Here's Henka, but nice between the legs move. Broken up at the last second. And again down low. Beestrom can't get that shot on. Aro. Alupeka's doing a great job. Suth not able to hold on to it. Launinen still can't maintain possession, but this frantic pace still benefits the team with the lead. Shot and a blocker save there. Suth again trying that short side. 20 registered shots, just 1 goal for Unwanted.
I mean, it's still very, very early, but we may be seeing the emergence of another one of those elite goaltenders here in the ECL. Latve is phenomenal right now.
Full pressure for Unwanted. Suth for the forehand. Can't get that shot through. Launinen does pick it off to get possession back. By Mise to get out of trouble. And that is the perfect play. I'm sure they would have taken the icing. Or at least, here's Suth with a burst of speed. Stopped by Latve on the forehand side, the backhand side, with the blocker. Icing with 16 seconds to play.
I mean, you got to pull the goalie at this stage. I know goal differential can come into effect. Maybe they're just going to lay off and take the L, but that's tough, man.
Face-off win for Suth, picked off by Alupekas on the breakaway, denied by Carlson. Final few moments, a steal of a game for Latve and Mustaa, a 3-1 victory. Heck of a way to start off the action tonight, but that is certainly setting the standard incredibly high.
It was a tale of two halves when it came to Mustaa. It was the Aro show in the first half of the game, picking up that hat trick, leading his team to glory, and then Latve just completely took over, making save after save, and these were not many routine ones either, Tugi. I mean, he was really having to battle, stopping one-timers, those short side shots, rebounds, I mean, in-tight breakaway opportunities. I mean, just anything that you could think of, Latve was up to the task of stopping there. If it weren't for that first period goal, we'd be talking about one of the better shutouts that we had ever seen in the ECL Elite Division. That being said, still one of the better goaltending performances that we have seen. Latve was just phenomenal in that second half. Great, huge 3 points for Mustaa Kultaa and for Unwanted. Kind of back to the drawing board, preparing for this next game.
Not bad for an Elite Division rookie, huh? First full season in Elite. Got a couple of spring playoff games in there with Mustaa Kultaa, but just a tremendous performance all around. And I mean, Sin, you're talking about someone that's only been in the ECL system for a calendar year. His first season was Winter 24 in Light, and now here he is in Elites and putting up a performance like that.
I mean, it's just insane how good a lot of these guys are and how they can, seemingly come from nowhere. I mean, especially on, when you're thinking about just the sheer amount, of population side when it comes to Finland, just a country of 6 million and all the elite athletes in real life, all these elite esports talents. I mean, just feels like they live and breathe hockey. And these kids, man, they are something else. Latve, that performance, I mean, I'm going to remember that for a long, long time.
Well, that is just the first game of 2, as we've mentioned, between these two teams. We'll be back after a brief word from our sponsor. Game 2 coming up. Stay with.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, everybody, we are back. Again, a big thank you for sticking with us here at SportsGamer. Game 1 in the books between these two teams, and we'll have a slight delay here before game number 2, of course. But Sin, obviously that first game, we talked about it. A decent start for both sides, but it was Mustaa able to pull away, and then ultimately, getting a big win off the back of an excellent goaltending performance.
Yeah, I mean, their defense was really good throughout, the first, period and a half or so. And then, once Unwanted started really kind of pushing, they were sending extra guys on the rush. They started to outnumber Mustaa in those areas. They had to kind of pull back a bit. And then it really fell on the shoulders of Latve to make those key saves. And boy, did he ever make those key saves. I mean, Unwanted just simply could not find the back of the net. It's tough to see because they were getting plenty of chances. They were really the better team in that second half of the game, but it was just kind of put out of reach early, because of that auto hat trick. And then, of course, Latve playing like he is. So that's got to be kind of the key here for Unwanted in this next game is don't allow them to pull away early. Make them work for those goals a little bit harder. I mean, if they're only going to put 5-6 shots up a game, you got to be able to stop that. And if you start putting up those shots that you do to find a way to beat Latve, and you're definitely going to kind of want to capitalize early, find a way to beat him. You want to be in the driver's seat early on if you're Unwanted because they were really playing keep up for the entire, last game.
Yeah, and I mean, for Unwanted, one win in their first 3 games, certainly unwanted at this time. Especially for a team that, we saw them with back-to-back 7th place finishes over the course of the 2-24 seasons. They did lose the quarterfinals both times to Strikers, now Voitamaton, but that's not really all that surprising. Of course, that's
those series were crazy, though.
that we have here. It's one of those things where you don't want to overreact to a slow start, but all of a sudden, 1 win in 3 games, perhaps even 1 win in 4 games. With the way Mustaa played that last game, you never know. So this is a pretty big game for them, even though they are just playing their 4th of 30 games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they need to bounce back here. You need to pick up these points. Again, the more points you drop early on, you're going to have to play better and better as the season goes on, where teams are, playing better and better and playing harder and things like that. As we always say, there's always something to play for in the elite division, whether you're trying to make the playoffs, avoid relegation, be in the safe spots, or, it's a tough situation here, but see what Unwanted can do. Once again, they run into that blue line trap and turn it over.
They get there, though, by Beastrom, who, again, had the lone goal for Unwanted in that first game. They are offside here, though. So you kind of find that breakthrough and be able to dictate the pace as this game goes on, because you had Mustaa who were more than content with focusing solely on high quality. While towards the end, Unwanted, it was just get shots on net. Something has to go in. Apparently not, though, depending on the goaltender. Beastrom will slow things down here. Left far side corner. Great job by Mise to avoid that double team pressure. Numbers here, 4-on-2. I think they were a little bit too high to trying to find Aro on that rush.
Yeah, and he kind of, I want to say panic with the puck, but kind of delayed right there, surrounded by guys. Tried to find a different look. Nice little shot right there by Loxon, but Latve is able to make the save. Yeah, I think they wanted that one-timer. Otto knew he wasn't in a good position there. Kind of froze, looked for something else, and didn't quite work out. Could have been a much more dangerous turnover. Good recovery defense by Mustaa.
Draw. Get the attack going. Aro trying to break through that seam. Good job by the defense, but he wins it back. Puck in front. Finally settled down. We're Unwanted. They'll be offside here. I mean, Sim, we talked about it, right? Unwanted trying to avoid just 1 win in their first 4 games. Mustaa looking to go perfect 4-0 to kick off this season, and that would be a big statement made by them. The time here on this breakout. RO double teamed, Launen in there, not able to hold on to it. The team really able to establish that offensive foothold quite yet. Stepping up. Beastrom wanted to go back to him. Defense was there. RO turns it over. A lot of quick turnovers and changes in possession. Say avoids pressure from one, runs right into another. I'll look back there. Just a couple of quick passes. They're onside. Stepping up. The force in front from Issei wasn't there.
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe Unwanted try to start a little bit of a cycle going right now because their quick passing, on the rush is not really yielding the results they want. In fact, a lot of turnovers.
One timer from the point, blocked down. Puck still in a dangerous area. And Mustaa will slow things down. Just 2 shots on goal for the first 12 minutes, both belonging to Unwanted. Another turnover there. Taking a step up, drops back. Goes back to Sooth, short side, blocker stop. By Latve, now down the other way, it's RO with speed. Had to find Jamal, who was pinching up there, taken away. Loxon trying to avoid losing it in the skates, continually gets it back. Sooth takes it to the corner. Loxon, the wraparound second chance for Henka. That one kept out as well as they double up their shots and are one face-off win away from full pressure here.
Yeah, and they've really kind of been the better team so far throughout this. They're forcing turnovers in the neutral zone. The transition game from Mustaa Kultaa hasn't been working, and now, as you said, one face-off away. They do get it.
Loxon in control on the off wings, sends it around. Sooth there. Sends his options, goes to the point. Smith on that left-hand side. Loxon to Beastrom. Forehand hits the post with the shot. Couple of opportunities kept out. Best chances of the game. Final seconds of that full pressure. One-timer glove save. A good span of offense, but again, a red-hot netminder, able to keep everything out.
Yeah, no stamina left at the end there, was still able to make those saves. He has been tremendous for his club, and Unwanted, really good bounce back period so far, but they got to find the back of the net.
Sooth behind the back of the net here. Good patience, maybe a bit too much. Loxon's there. Beastrom's shot. Good stop. RO with space down the other way. Good protection. Hudson hits the post himself. Wraparound bid, second opportunity. That one kept out. Couple of late chances for Mustaa Kultaa. One more chance perhaps for either side. Little bit of trouble as Mustaa Kultaa will kill the time. Very strong start for Unwanted in this game, but not able to find the back of the net, Sin.
Yeah, once again, Latve picking up where he left off at the same time, though Unwanted kind of picking up where they left off in the last game, really getting the better of the offensive play right here, and that was their period. Now, it's quite unfortunate for them to have not gotten a goal. Look at that, the slap shot on the ice off of the post. Just a little bit of misfortune, but at the same time, in the other way, I think Mustaa Kultaa hit the post twice, with a couple of their chances as well. I mean, a couple close calls, so it could very easily be some goals on the board right now, but some posts on either side. Latve making some, really key saves once again. Unwanted kind of just got to be shaking their head right now and wondering what it's going to take for them to get some goals here, because they're getting tremendous chances. They outplay their opponent in that last one all over the ice and just couldn't find a way to capitalize, and that keeps continuing. That's when you get into the danger territory where it doesn't matter your shots, it doesn't matter your time on attack. If you aren't capitalizing, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak.
The action gets back underway again as always. Brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lokritsi. Second period. The second game between these two teams. Again, upon the conclusion of this game and a brief intermission, the action continues on with Polski boys taking on the Blackjacks. A convincing win in game one, dare I say, for Mustaa Kultaa. I think there's a little bit of an argument because it did take a strong goaltending effort, but they did get great offensive chances. Those came at a premium in the first period of this one. Thought for sure they were going to get another shot on goal there. Suth to Loxon. Now Henke down low below the goal line. Tries the short side. Good save. Suth tried to throw one on. Defensive pressure a bit too much. Robbed by Beastrom again. I mean, he has his hands full trying to shut down Aro. Over to the corner. Defender down. Miscommunication, and it'll be a free possession for Unwanted. Stumps this in. Henke's going to win that foot race. Great adjustment. He was taken down by Aro. Skates it down the other way. Alupekas has it poked away, and kind of back to how we started this game with a lot of neutral zone play.
Yeah, and Snus and Beastrom are really doing a good job of halting these rush plays. That being said, excellent sauce off the wall.
Spin the goal! Mustaa find the breakthrough. That seemed so elusive the vast majority of this game, and it's a great individual effort by Alupekas for his 4th goal of the season.
Absolutely love that spinorama. Goes 5-hole on Karlsson, but it started in the defensive end with that off-the-wall saucer breakout pass. Just perfectly timed. Allowed Alupekas to stay in speed, and that was so key right there. You know, for going wide and then doing the spinorama to the middle, opening up space for himself to get that shot away, and then beating Karlsson. Mustaa strike first again.
Wanted looking for a bit of a response here. Held up on that attempt. Has to be frustrating. They did absolutely control that first period, but here in the second, they surrender the first goal. Puck stumped over to that far side corner. Got by Loxon. Beastrom fires one wide. Loxon again steps in, and is there to make the save.
Yeah, once again, Unwanted. They're getting the shots, they're getting the pressure. They can't beat the goaltender. You know, that towards the end of that first period, you know, the game started going a little bit more back and forth neutral zone play. So, you know, Unwanted are going to want to get back to kind of taking control of the offensive zone, getting some chances, keeping Mustaa away from their own end, because they are just deadly with the talent they have up front.
Off the draw, it will be Mustaa in possession. Unwanted continuing to step out of the trap attempt and try to win those pucks back. Chance for a break in here. Not able to find space. Set and go one more time. There's the dump in play yet again. They're continuing to find success with that. Henke just overskated it though. Tough break. Launinen not able to hold on to it. Jamal stepping in. Goes across. And a great opportunity. Not sure if Karlsson actually got a piece of that. Close call nonetheless. Henke's drop pass, just a bit too much on it. Trying to find an outlet pass to get things going. Snus over the line, not able to hold. Bad dash for possession here. Suth hip checked off of it. Aro over to Mise, stepping up into the play. Has Aro yet again. Wouldn't pull the trigger on the shot. Alupekas there as well. And Mustaa still just 4 shots on goal. But getting some great opportunities.
I'm kind of wondering if that was a misinput from Aro, because it looked like he had Karlsson beat. He came off of that short side post just a little bit, and felt like Aro should have been able to kind of sneak that one home, but as you said, didn't pull the trigger.
Loxon not able to hold on to it. Final 2 minutes of play here in the second. Long push back from Mustaa, and they might just add to it. They do! Aro strikes again. 4 goals tonight in total, 8 on the season, and a heartbreaking goal against Unwanted as they trail by 2.
All it takes is just a little bit of time and space, and you see it on both of those Mustaa goals. The first one by Alupekas, you know, the time and space created by that saucer pass off the wall. That time, beating Otto up the middle. He has a half a step. He's able to get on his horse a little bit quicker than those defensemen, create his space, and he beats Carlson on the forehand, gets him sliding the other way, and has about half of the net to shoot at, and Otto's not going to miss from there. 2-0 for Mustaa.
Final minute of play here in the second period. As again, it was a very slow start for Mustaa in this game, but they got back to doing what brought them success in game one. High quality chances and converting on them. One more shot perhaps, goes just wide. Unwanted, searching for answers. Mustaa up by 2 at the end of the second period.
And it really is, again, just... it's the opportunism, Mustaa right now, and feels like Unwanted at times getting a taste of their own medicine. When you think back to those couple playoff series that they played against, well, it was at the time Strikers. Unwanted was that team who was capitalizing on all kinds of counterattacks. They were weathering the storm, and then capitalizing on the counterattacks, and that's what's happening to them right now. They had such a great first period, tons of possession, tons of good looks, good shots, and yet they got beat on 2 kind of counterattack plays, and that's really all it takes sometimes. Is getting another look at that beautiful goal by Allopekas, and just is he able to squeeze that one through the 5-hole off of the spinorama. And again, this goal by Aro, we're not going to get a good look at it, but we saw enough replays of it just going up the middle, and simple bang bang breakaway play right here. Unwanted have to find a way to score. I mean, at some point, it's you just have to score. It's not even about necessarily different looks or anything like that. It's just you need to find a way to capitalize. They've been doing has looked good, but they're up against a tough goalie, sure, but I really don't know if I have the answers for them, and we're going to have to find something, though, here in this third period.
As Mustaa able to maintain possession here down low. Aro. Find that follow-up pass, though. And a penalty called here. Going to be slashing on Allopekas, to be honest. I missed it initially, but let's get another look at it.
Yeah, it was easy to kind of miss right there. For one, it didn't look like it made a contact with the player, but obviously within the hit box, there's a weird collision between 2 of the skaters on the side of Unwanted there. So we are going to get a chance, to see them go to the power play. This is huge.
Here we go. This is the opportunity Unwanted needed, but losing the draw doesn't help. Great job by Sooth and Bistrom to keep it in, but the follow-up pass is off the mark. As Sooth not able to find any space, dumped out by Aro, and a little bit of flash there. He's feeling confident in his game right now. Back to Snus, looking poked away by Mise. It's a little bit too slow, a little bit too telegraphed.
Absolutely, I was just going to say that. They're just being way too deliberate with what they're looking to do, and Mustaa is just feeding on that right now. They know exactly what Unwanted are looking for, and they're shutting it down even before Unwanted even make the play.
Tremendous opportunity, but absolutely nothing coming from it. Now here's Aro not able to find a follow-up pass. Henkel with a little bit of space. And Launinen there on the back check. He's been the most quiet of the 3 forwards for Mustaa. That was a close call. But then that's because he has been playing such a stellar defensive game tonight.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that. His back checking, he's exactly where he needs to be, getting in the way of passing lanes. He's making key pokes, really doing a good job to help out Jamal and Mise back there. Another 2 names that we haven't had to mention much because it really doesn't feel like they're making, any mistakes, really getting called out or anything. They're making the passes they need to make, and oftentimes that's what you want from your defenseman, just kind of be, unnoticeable. And just make the right plays.
Okay, in control again. Space now, opportunity, and they score! It wasn't pretty, but they'll take a broken play goal right now, to say the least. They finally find a breakthrough as Henke able to put one past Latve and make this game a little bit interesting.
Absolutely got to be feeling a little bit vindicated with that, with, you know, some of the saves that Latve has been able to make, especially with 0 stamina. Another 5-hole goal right there. So that's exactly what you want to kind of see from Unwanted. Now, are they going to kind of be able to build off of this now? Take that momentum, you know, like you said, bit of a broken play, but they needed that goal. They're only down by 1 now. Plenty of time on the clock.
A 3-1 win in game 1, where we saw Latve stand on his head to secure the points for Mustaa. He sent back to the point. He said the one-timer. Good stop there by Carlson. Thank that again, the goal scorer. Fresh off his 3rd of the season. Would love to get his 4th. Nearly did. Eastrom to the forehand, and a crucial block there. That corner was open.
Absolutely.
Aro stepping up. Ness with the puck. Can't find the space he was looking for, though. Loxton stepping up. Tries the short side. He scores! Out of nowhere. 2 quick goals for Unwanted, and this game is tied.
Pucks on net doesn't have to be pretty. In fact, your 2 goals were anything but pretty. But you see the kind of issue right there from Latve. He slid off the post just a bit. You might be able to see it. Never mind. Actually, didn't look like it from that angle right there. It may have been my eyes on the last one. But yeah, kind of an unfortunate animation on his side. But that's, you know, why you're just going to put those pucks in net. That's why you continue to see forces. You know, that's why you'll always see people just shooting from odd angles. You never quite know what kind of corner you can pick, or what kind of, you know, animation or bounce that you're going to get from the goaltender.
It's off the, what looked like the outside of the post, but because he was so far over, instead of hugging the post, which a lot of goalies won't do, he was able to bounce off his back off the post. Nearly a 3rd unanswered goal for Unwanted. Here's the counterattack. No, the one-timer. Romaro is stopped. Backhand on. Carlson can't cover. Aro again. Kultaa have woken up a bit. Another save by Carlson, and this puck is cleared.
Yeah, that was nearly disaster right there for Unwanted. Kind of an ill-advised pass from Beastrom behind the net. He had time to wait and just kind of skate away with it, but he tried to force something. That created the turnover, which led to that last chance.
As Sooth over the line with speed, has a few options. Down low for Loxton. He's bumped off the puck by Jamal. Mustaa back in possession. Now a tie game with 2 unanswered goals from Unwanted. Arlo down low. The short side attempt from Autopatch. Can't find any space. Out there by Mise to stick with Loxton on that attempt. Sets up Mustaa for another chance here. Great bank pass to Aro. The one-timer block. Second chance. Great save by Carlson. His best of the night. Full pressure here, though, for Mustaa. Not able to maintain it. Unwanted, able to break out. Miscommunication will slow things down. But remember that save, and I think we're going to get another look at it. We're going to get a timeout here first. Not surprising there after the full pressure save.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that was a massive save, and yeah, we are going to get another look at it right here. Just beautiful. That was that was the goal. Sorry, I thought. I'm hoping we get another look at it because it was really something to behold. Looks like we're just going to get a look at the goals there, but yeah, I mean, that was Carlson answering the bell, and that's exactly what you need from your goaltender. Again, what Mustaa got from Latve in that last game, it's exactly what Unwanted got right there. A big save in a clutch situation to keep that one tied and keep your team in it.
All of a sudden, high game. Shots are close as well. And a back-and-forth contest, this one. We approach the final minutes. Will there be a late winner? Miscommunication there is going to lead to an icing call. A window of opportunity. Not much further for Unwanted if they can win this face-off.
Yeah, they're going to want to be pushing for this regulation win as well. Again, 3-point system. That's an extra point.
Face off. The one-timer blocked down. Already Jamal able to get in front of that one. Just has to drop that one back. Allowing it over to him, doesn't go. We couldn't see from the camera just where that ended up.
I heard it bounce off the glass behind the net, so I don't know if Carlson got a piece of it before it did, if it sailed wide. It didn't look like he red timed it or anything like that, so could have been another nice save for Carlson.
Zone draw. Mustaa, they win it. Aro over to that open corner. Launanen back to the point. D to D. Errant pass there by Mise. Wanted to play, but that's what was hoping is there's going to be a good chance there. Another pass off the mark. 20 seconds to play. In regulation. Puck dumped in. Capped in by Snus. Down low. Jackson couldn't go anywhere with it. One more chance for either of those two teams. Snus looking to step up, sends it in front, and we will go to overtime. Both of these teams unable to capture the full amount of points, but that's a great pushback from Unwanted.
Yeah, absolutely, and a huge save. That's the one that I was looking for. There's that big kind of windmill glove save. Really could have been the doom of Unwanted right there, but their goaltender came up when it mattered the most, and it's exactly what you need. You need someone to answer the bell. One more look at it right there. You know, it looked like he was out of position. That replay slowed down. It looks he adjusted, you know, beautifully in time right there. You see that slide to the right there, but goes back to the left right before the skater's able to get that shot away, and just a really great save from Carlson to keep that game alive, as I guess that's going to be the only replay that we see here. Keeps going back and forth to that. But I mean, yeah, for Unwanted, obviously they really needed kind of that regulation win, but you have secured a point. That's at least important. Again, you don't want to keep dropping points this early on into the season. First game, you can make the argument you kind of got goalied. This game, it's so even. You have to find a way to capitalize here in overtime. You got to get that extra point. It is oh so important, not only for yourself, but try to deny some from Mustaa. You know, this might be a team you're battling with for seeding or a playoff position at the end of the season. So if you can not only, you know, take away a couple points from them, but get some extra of your own, it is sorely needed for Unwanted, who have not started this season off in the way that they had hoped.
So here we go, overtime. First goal wins, as Sin mentioned. You know, the point format that we have here, there is a lot of emphasis to win these games in regulation. At the very least, though, you do want to walk away with the W if you can. Space here for Aro. Pass intercepted by Snus. Again, it's just our first matchup of the broadcast coming up a little bit later on. Polski boys taking on the Blackjacks. Two other teams certainly with playoff ambitions. Space and a good blocker save. And a rare chance for Launanen. Eastern will circle back. Didn't like what he saw. Wanted, not able to find that clean break in. So electing to put some pressure on here.
And I do like to see that, and I'm almost willing to bet the next time they try to answer that zone, we're going to see that hard slap shot around the boards.
Beckers tries that short side. Fence was there. Good point. Now back into the corner. Under the spin. He scores! A tremendous individual effort. A highlight reel goal. Pushes Mustaa to a perfect 4-0 to kick off this season.
Wow. Just wow. Alupaka's 2 goals, both with a spinorama involved right here. You said it. Look at this. Just from behind the net. Nice little spinorama right there. Creates all kinds of space. Has the goaltender completely fooled. Not even the wraparound that he wanted. Kind of put it right into the pad. But it is able to kind of bounce in right there. Maybe even kind of clip the post on its way in. Just beautiful job from Alupekas from behind the net. Maybe a little bit too much space for him to work his magic. They may have kind of backed off of him, and he made them pay for it. And you said it. Mustaa picking up a huge 5 out of 6 points here in this one. And Unwanted walking away with just 1.
I mean, we saw some highlights from Mustaa tonight. That goal there This is the occasion where I'm all right with watching the same replay over and over again. That was a filthy goal to end this game. Of course, tremendous goaltending down the other way as well from the rookie in Latve. I mean, Mustaa, you do end up blowing that lead and not winning in regulation. But as I said at the top of that overtime, a win is a win. You will take those points, certainly, and still undefeated on the season for Unwanted. Interesting situation. Just one win in your first 4 games.
Yeah.
You could argue tonight they just ran into a really strong team and a really hot goaltender. But also with those 2 quick goals in, it kind of shows like, hey, this is the level that they can be at. So I'm intrigued to see what their response is over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it may be a bit of a more of an unfortunate result than one that was completely deserved on the side of Unwanted. It's not like they played poorly by any means. It's a overtime loss. One of them, you lost by 2, but again, you ran into a red hot goaltender in Latve in that first game who stood on his head at the key times. I mean, the chances that Unwanted were getting, and from any kind of metric there, they outplayed their opponent in that game, but it was the goaltending that came up clutch. And in this second one, they get those 2 goals to tie things up at least. But when it got to overtime, I got to say, they kind of reverted back to things that weren't working. The slow kind of break-ins, the plotting type styles, trying to weave their way in where Mustaa is just standing there, perfect trap at the blue line, whereas they got all of their success establishing the forecheck from those dump-ins, those slap shots hard around the board, fighting for those loose pucks down low, forechecking, applying pressure to the defense. And that's really when I thought Unwanted were at their best, was when they were doing those kind of dump and chase plays, using the speed down the boards to establish a cycle down low and get some chances. And they didn't do that in overtime. They tried a puck possession entry. And I remember saying in the broadcast, I think next time they'll try the dump and chase. There wasn't a next time because Alupekas took over that puck down low and scored. So Mustaa, huge performance for them. Unwanted, a lot of work to do.
Our first 2 games are in the books. We will be back after a brief break as we get set up for our second matchup of this broadcast. Again, it is Polski boys taking on the Blackjacks. Stick with us, and we'll be right back.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Buddy, we are back. I always forget how many things we have after the intermission, but that's perfectly fine. Our first matchup is in the books, and we are ready to go for matchup number 2. Again, it is Polski boys taking on the Blackjacks. And, well, hey, let's hope we have another interesting series here, because that first one, very back and forth. Some great highlights, to say the least. But let's see, of course, how the standings look heading in to this particular matchup. Again, top 8 teams make the postseason. Sim for Polski boys, we are looking at 1 win in their first 2 games. The Blackjacks, a 2-2 split through their first 4. Again, for the Blackjacks, a lot of hope this season that, hey, not only will we make the playoffs, but we'll get that elusive playoff series victory.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Blackjacks have become one of the veteran teams now. I mean, it seems like not too long ago, they were that, you know, the young upstart team coming in and, you know, just fighting for their lives in the ECL, staying there, finally making the playoffs, always being the underdog. But yeah, around now is the time they got to establish more of an identity as a consistent contender. And that does include, you know, as you said, winning a playoff series. So 2-2 to start. Not the greatest, but I like the goal differential, 13-4, 8 against. And you look at Polski boys, a couple really tight games for them, only 5 total goals throughout those first 2 games. So not only do they want to maintain some good defensive play, but they're going to have to get some goal scoring here.
And again, for Polski boys, a club that has been in the safety positions, not quite in the playoffs, not quite in that relegation scene. Another club that's looking to take that step up into that playoff spot. But let's take a look at the lineups here for these 2 clubs heading into tonight's matchup. For Polski boys, Tunkelia, Barokola, and Saski, their front 3. Kunkatkirva and Avote on defense, and Mastare Tiku between the pipes on the other side. I mean, hey, he gave us the out years ago, affectionately known as Kermit on the left wing, a former rookie of the season, of course. Villain down the middle with Timothy on the right, Tony and Psycho Skills on defense, and Kosti, the lone Finn, in this lineup. Let's take a look at that center matchup to kick things off here, as Sin, it's arguably the biggest story of the season for this team. Villain, of course, we know him more as a defender in our time covering the ECL. He is stepping up to be the main man down the middle for the Blackjacks this season.
Yeah, and there's obviously going to be some growing pains here and there. Obviously, you know, he has that quite low face-off percentage, not where he wants to be, especially as the centerman for this team. Couple goals so far, no assists, hasn't quite got the production there as well. So as you said, kind of growing pains, yeah, throughout the course of the season on the side of Polski boys. Again, just 2 games played, but they haven't quite gotten their offensive guns going. We'll have to see how these 2 teams fare in this matchup here. Again, not too much to speak of yet.
We'll take a look at the winger comparison here. On this one is, again, it is Tunkelia and Saski going up against Kermit and Timothy. Red hot start for the Blackjacks winger combination. But again, Sin, incredibly early days in this season. But again, it's never a bad thing to see a team starting off with that offense producing.
No, absolutely not. And, you know, especially for Timothy, you know, a well-established veteran at this point in the ECL. He's played all over the shop, variety of different teams. Really is kind of a, you know, as he jumped back into the ECL elite there, took a couple seasons playing in pro, but he's returned to form and looking fantastic there, paired up with Kermit on the front side. You know, Tunkelia is a guy that we know can provide a heck of a lot of good offense as well. It's just Polski boys seeming like they're kind of still finding their legs, trying to come together as a group.
Of course, the defensive matchup is next. Kunkatkirva and Avote on the defensive side of things against Tony. And the returning Psycho Skills, somebody else who has experience in this division. And you wouldn't quite know he's a defenseman, Sin, by that stat line so far.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I was actually kind of curious. I'm like, was he playing forward? But no, with 0 goals, 12 assists. Yeah, that's a defensive stat line right there if I've ever seen one. But yeah, he's been phenomenal so far. Of course, re-entering kind of this lineup here, and good gracious, is that just, that speaks for itself right there.
And of course, our final head-to-head, the battle of the goaltenders, the two Finns here, Mustaa and Kosti. And of course, a great start to the season for Mustaa, despite that 1-1 record split. And of course, for Kosti, taking that step to, be on the mostly German contingency of the Blackjacks. Going to be interested to see how he does this season, but he has been a consistent presence in the Elite Division, at least in our time covering it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously wants to get that save percentage up, but for the Blackjacks, it's really going to be all about wins here. And this is an opportunity for them to get a couple big wins. It's their high flying offense right now, particularly with the wingers, taking on a goaltender who's really been the reason for the, Polski boys really kind of staying in it while they figure out their offensive woes. He's been their consistent guy, making the saves, keeping them in a position to win. He's going to have to do the same thing here against the Blackjacks.
So again, we are just a few moments away from puck drop, the regular season matchup between Polski boys and the Blackjacks. You get a look there at how they are established in the lobby. And of course, a very defensive approach for the Blackjacks, which doesn't really surprise me. I've seen that in quite a few builds now. A lot of quick stick for the forwards to try and force those turnovers on the forecheck, and of course to help with that 5-man back trap. But we'll see kind of who's able to find that breakthrough. And like you said, for Polski boys, just 5 goals combined between them and their opponents in their first series of the year. So it's still very early as we talk about, but again, these early matchups can prove to be very important by the end of the season.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, I can't remember the last time I saw someone utilizing a dangler in their build, but leave it to Kermit to be breaking out all the stops right here. I'm excited to see how he's going to use that dangler with close quarters.
So here we go, puck drop, game number 1. Of course, the Blackjacks in their home red. Let's see what they are able to do in an early offside here as Kermit touches that one up. Again, golden helmet wearer as team leading scorer. And indeed, the rare dangler build. Sam, you and I have had those conversations, right? I mean, it's one of those things where you do kind of hope as the game progresses that you get to see players just utilize the builds that best fit their skill, as opposed to having to use a meta build. It's a nice save there by Kosti on the odd angle shot, because a meta build doesn't necessarily mean that your playstyle is going to work well with that particular meta.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're a good meta player and you're playing with a good team system and things like that, obviously it's going to work. But at the same time, I think, this game's flexible enough where you can use, your own kind of build and still be able to play within a system. That one just kind of thrown on by Kermit right there, as Mustaa will cover that.
And of course, speaking of flexibility, you want to make sure that your skin's looking as flexible and as smooth as possible. To the power of done. As a tie-up off the draw here, we'll see where Polski boys can go with this one. The answer's not all that far. Looks like they're going to elect to drop back. Be more disruptive. Good job by Kermit there at the line. Has a couple of options. I mean, just a free lane to carry it into the corner. We're running into a little bit of trouble. There's space here for Saski down low. For Brokala. Now, I got to be honest, and with Brokala here, I'm sorry, but if your last name is Pokala and you're not a defenseman and you're going by Brokala, I'm kind of pissed. Yeah. I got to be honest. That is a missed opportunity. You have been handed a gem of a surname for the sake of hockey, and you're not making the most of it. I'm insulted.
Yeah. I'd even had a Sir before, Sir Pokala.
I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect. I'm just saying. The puck sent in here. Much room for Kierla to work with here, and it's going to be a slash on Kermit. Looked like a smart time to go for the stick lift, but might not have the player build to be able to get away with that, as he does end up catching Saski in the hands.
Yeah, definitely was a good opportunity to go for it. But you said if he's got kind of low stick checking or lower than most, yeah, you could see that pop up. You know, stick lifts are so much better than this one. Gone are the days of auto penalty, but obviously they still can happen, and it does give you a little bit of the old PTSD when it does.
Good win there for Villain to kick off this penalty kill attempt, and they're going to look for a short-handed opportunity. Villain not able to weave his way around the secondary defensive effort. Soski stepping up, kicks back to Vote at the point. D to D. Yet again. What are they going to look for here? For one clear-cut opportunity. That's quite evident. Elia at the point. Again, a winger, but has played defense at this level, and they do get what they're looking for. The deflection in front off the D-to-D one-timer. And the opening goal on the power play for Brokola. He could be Tipola at this point. I mean, that was a heck of a deflection in front.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't quite catch his full build. I know I didn't see gold Big Tipper, but I was wondering if he was rocking a silver or something like that. That was a beautiful deflection in front. Very well worked between the two defenders. And yeah, tipped into the far corner. No chance for Kosti right there. Just excellent job by Polski boys on the man advantage to capitalize and get the first goal of the game.
As again, it's Sin's preseason as well. I'll correct him before anybody in chat can do it. Of course, Big Tipper, both gold and silver banned.
Oh, I knew gold was banned. I didn't think silver was banned, but there we go.
Oh, they hate their deflections on the EUC. They hate them. So
Wow.
you know they're not feeling too good, Blackjacks, about that goal surrender. Here's Timothy. They go across. Glove save, but a penalty called, and the Blackjacks will go to the power play? Wow, they still called the slash. I mean, it makes sense, but that looked like a slam dunk goal in response to the power play goal surrendered for the Blackjacks. But now they have a chance on a power play of their own.
Great replay right there of the fan reaction. I lost my train of thought. I had something.
Hey,
it's gone. It's gone.
Nothing says liberty like the Blackjacks and cards. As Tony at the point. The one-timer, great setup, but an even better read for Mustaa Tiku to keep that one out. Keep that one out and away.
Yeah. I mean, just beautiful tracking of the puck right there. That's what you're going to have to do, especially in this power play setup. Excellent puck movement, but again, puck tracking on point.
Face off here. Clean win for Villain. Blackjack set up again, and a turnover there. Bit too predictable. Tunkelia has a few options, elects to cut back, and chips it right back in. Well done. Yeah, 50 seconds left on the man advantage here for the Blackjacks. Trouble on the break-in. Capped in, though, by Psycho Skills. Down low for Kermit. Looking to set him up for the 1T, perhaps. And a complete miscommunication there will kill the rest of the time. Not a power play to remember, one that they're going to want to forget very quickly for the Blackjacks.
They started off so good, too. You know, the excellent puck movement opened up that chance, but then after that, they were just kind of shooting themselves in the foot, missed passes, just no real cohesion.
Off there by Tony. Now here's Kermit on the break. He scores! If you're going to use a dangler, you got to know how to utilize it, and he does. 6 goals on the season now for Kermit.
That was beautiful. Just look at that. The little bit of that, I guess we can call it the new L skating, where you do the puck protect and then the trigger, and you kind of put yourself sideways right there. He changes his angle, puts it on the forehand, then does just that little bit of stick movement right there to the backhand. Couple little clutches. And yeah, just beats Mustaa Tiku there, and tie game. What a goal from Kermit.
Team leading goal scorer adds another one and ties this game up. Who needs a power play? I mean, come on. Just pull that off at even strength. Elia kicks back to Kungan about the point. Okay, looking in front and a dangerous opportunity. Kosti able to pounce on that one.
Bit of a dangerous play right there. Polski boys just kind of throwing it towards the net, and we have seen some crazy bounces over our time here. It's never quite a bad idea, unless it's always leading to a turnover and a break the other way. Then you might want to adjust, but Polski boys have been throwing a lot of different looks so far.
Quick break in. Kermit tries the short side. Good stop by Mustaa Tiku. Never working with Brokala here. Good movement for Polski boys. 5-on-5 action brought to you by Soft and Resilient Skin. Space now for Villain. Down low for Kermit. Banks it off the back of the cage. Can't win it back. I think he wanted to go for a stick lift there. Maybe thought different about it after the penalty taken. Good hip check. Space here for Kungan Kerva on the... A couple of directional changes there. Just trying to find space. Ultimately couldn't. So we have hit the final minute. Timothy to the forehand. Tony down low. He scores! Oof. The quick feed to Kermit, who absolutely roofs it. Second goal of the period, 7th of the season. And a great turnaround for the Blackjacks.
I mean, just wow. Gold close quarters a bit in action, but that's excellent puck movement and just decisive shot by Kermit right there to just pick the corner. I mean, Dangler looking like a sniper in tight, and 2 goals for him, adding to his early and phenomenal season total right there. As a pass from Timothy has to be turned aside.
A shot from the point blocked. 4 seconds left. One more chance. Timothy throws it towards goal in front. Kermit scores! With 0.7 on the board. The natural hat trick for Kermit to bring the first period to a close.
Absolutely unreal. It really started off as a completely non-threatening play, just a shot from the point that kind of bounced through traffic, and then it became scary because guess who got it right in front? That's right, Kermit. 2 goals so far. He gets his 3rd right there to complete the hat trick, and that is devastating for Polski boys. About to head into that first period of break. They only have 1 shot. It has gone in, but man, the Blackjacks have absolutely taken over this game.
They surrender a power play goal to the Polski boys, and Kermit takes over. Make it 8 goals in 2 1/3 games played. Still a long way to go in this one, Sim, but yeah, the Blackjacks looking good.
Yeah. So they have played, I know we got the stats in front of us on our sheet. They had played 2 games, I think, before this matchup. So he may even have more goals, man. But it's just absolutely insane what he's doing early on into this season. But yeah, for the Blackjack, it's good to kind of see this. We have seen them at times sort of struggling to score. And the more and more we used to see them posting games with like 20, 30 shots and only scoring a couple of goals right there. They would make goalies look good at times, but they have really kind of figured out what's working for them. We get another look at that beautiful deflection, but here's the magic man himself, Kermit, with his 3 goals. Just a beautiful job to kind of pull it to a certain angle of a forehand that he wanted, so that when he pulled it to the backhand, he could beat Mustaa Tiku. Obviously, we didn't get a chance to see those other 2, but I'm sure we will at the end of the game. A lot of work for Polski boys to bounce back in this one, but tons of time on the clock. They've just got to get some momentum going.
There we go. The action back underway, as always, brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lakrati. It is game 1 of 2. Blackjacks and Polski boys. And the first period hat trick for Kermit, and a great opportunity there. Maybe not. He wanted to aim that shot, but a good save by Kosti nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's definitely, I don't think where he wanted to aim it. I'm not too sure if maybe he was kind of deflected on the way through. There's a ton of traffic right there, but nonetheless, Kosti makes the save, maintains the 2-goal lead.
And we will see a pause here very early on in the period. I don't believe anybody dropped from what I saw.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Okay, I guess we missed it. Fair enough.
Yeah, centerman, I think.
Yep, you're right. There's the icon missing for Brokala. Don't call him Brokala, as we will have to get a restart here. We're also going to wait for word in terms of, ETA and how that might play out. So what we'll do is throw it over to a quick break, and we will be back as soon as we possibly can as the action will look to continue. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, everybody, we are back. Again, a big thank you for sticking with us. I just like that it's the Dove ad every time. It doesn't switch. Yesterday we got Pizza Hut and Spider-Man, but today it's only Dove. Anyway, as we look to continue on, again, these two teams are going to be playing out the first and second period as if it is the second and the third. So the scoreline is still 3-1 in favor of the Blackjacks, but we will see what happens here. And of course, if perhaps that restart does affect things with the, final minute, but of course, then it's not even that big of a factor anymore because you don't have like the real time final, like it's not as slow as it used to be.
No. Yeah.
So it's not as big of a deal, I would say, for these teams to have to restart. So
definitely not. I think we keep getting the Dove ad because these games are just too sweaty. Yeah, they got to clean themselves up.
Oh goodness, you just gotta run with it. You know, you gotta have a little bit of fun. All right. Here we go. The action continues on. We will see if the Blackjacks can add to the lead. Again, it was a Polski boys power play goal that kicked off the scoring. 3 unanswered goals from the Blackjacks. Kermit with the hat trick in the first period. Establish this lead. Attacking zone here. Polski boys trying to hold on to it. Tunkelia down low. Waits, finds Brokola in the middle. The temptation is there to call him by technically the wrong name, and it will be there for as long as I am covering games for SportsGamer.
A bit of a floater of a shot right there that ended up in Kosti's chest. Polski boys right back to work here in the offensive zone.
Strong individual effort from Vote to try to keep that one alive. Here's Tunkelia. Great poke check by Tony to take that one away. And a good poke check by Brokola. It's been sent in. The bounce beneficial for the Blackjacks. Kermit tries to feed Villain up the middle. Good pressure. Villain to spin. Back to Kermit down low. Going for Psycho skills. That's picked off. Good outlet pass up ahead to Tunkelia. Has options between the legs, and the defense able to recover. Yet again, a couple of looks for the Polski boys. They're just not reacting fast enough. Down low. A pass off the mark will go down as we still await our first shot here of what is technically the second period. And the move, great move by the former defender. Forcing a big save out of Mustari Tiku. Space now again for Polski boys. Short side attempt nearly sneaks through, but Kosti is able to track that down.
Yeah, good job to clear the crease right there. Someone just got drilled all the way into the corner there. Yeah, Blackjack's trying to help out their goaltender. Lost maybe a little bit of momentum after the reset here. Ooh, a one-timer attempt right there, but well cut out by the defense of Blackjacks.
For options. Covered by Kungunkivra down the boards. Getting into the play. Like Kermit to take it away. Blackjacks on the counter. Timothy, tired, chips it down low for Kermit to Villain. Good shot, puck still loose. Close calls for both goaltenders here upon this restart.
Yeah, and you know, neither one of them are going to be feeling quite comfortable after those kind of bounces. If you're a goaltender and that starts happening, you start getting that feeling in the pit of your stomach that, uh-oh, this could come down to some bounces here.
Zone win for the Blackjacks. Kermit on the off wing. Timothy to Villain. Tried to go back to Timothy. A little bit surprised he didn't pull the trigger on a shot. Ken Koning having a stellar night so far defensively. Jacks will look to resettle. Just 5 minutes left in the period. Not able to find any space. Sasky able to drop it back to his defense. Can't get it back. Tony's there again. Nearly freed up Timothy. The delayed call here. Coming up, a shot from Tunkelia. Great save by Kosti, and this time second penalty of the game for Kermit. It was a slash before. It's a tripping call this time, and a lot of power in that smaller man.
Yeah, completely bent the ankles right there, it looked like. But yeah, tough for him to be sitting in the box once more. That was a great kind of defensive sequence from Tony. Had yet another pickoff, nearly sent Timothy on a breakaway, but the turnover there did lead to the penalty. They're going to have to kill this off. They have surrendered one power play goal so far.
Timothy in control. Psycho Skills wants to gallop in this shorthanded scenario. We'll see if he pays for that. At least from a stamina perspective. Good poke again by Tony. Such a strong effort after the restart. And technically the second period. Puck in front. Sasky denied. Possession maintained for Polski boys. This one sent down low. Psycho Skills not going to be able to clear. 35 seconds left on the man advantage. Okay, to the point. Yerva not able to find a play. Villain can't clear. Okala's shot. Good blocker save by Kosti. Still Polski boys having a good save on the odd angle. 1T from Tunkelia. Puck is cleared. It's 5-on-5. And icing is still called as Kermit was out of the box.
Yeah, that's a bit of an interesting call right there, but I liked what he was doing. I think Kermit kind of figured something out. If you're throwing the hit button right there, you can actually prevent that step around animation from triggering for the skater. I think I might have just learned something about that game right there with what he was doing, because it didn't make any sense for him to obviously throwing a hit right there as we have another icing, but I wasn't seeing that, the kind of new animations from the guy just trying to step around him to get to that puck. But nonetheless, it did trigger an icing call, which controversial, but those have always been interesting.
The pressure still on. Final few seconds of the period. Caution from Polski boys to not get caught. Maybe not the right move in that situation, because you knew there were tired legs on the other side. But regardless, that brings us to the end of what, again, is technically the second period. No goals to speak of. The Blackjacks still up 3-1 as we get ready for the third.
And it wasn't a particularly strong period for either side in that one. Goaltenders, made some key saves. That one right there by Kosti, absolutely excellent. To really, keep his team in that strong position as they head into the third period, 2-goal lead. I would like to see them step up a bit more. The defense from Tony has been the hugest talking point, I think. After the kind of reset, he was even good, before the first disconnect and stuff like that. But after it, he has been the guy for the Blackjacks. He's breaking up play after play, either with strong pokes in the neutral zone before they get across the blue line, or even with his intercepts, his breakout passes. It's all right there for Tony. He is been the catalyst so far after the reset here for the Blackjacks. And again, can't count out Kosti either. He has made some phenomenal saves in his own right.
Downright smooth movement through the neutral zone as we get ready again for the third period. We continue on here. Kermit. Back to Psycho Skills. Throws it on. Second chance. Good save there by Mustaa Tiku. Kick off this third period. Tony's shot. 99.8 on the gun. Doesn't find a way through. Full pressure, deflected off the post, and held by Mustaa Tiku.
Dangerous bounce right there. I saw Kermit go behind the net. I really thought there's about a 50% chance we might see him try to pull off the Michigan right there with that dangler. But, just try to keep things alive. That was a huge, good sequence by the Blackjacks. They really established their attack in the offensive zone. I loved the first chance they got, shot from the point. Kermit crashing the net, got that secondary opportunity. It was kept out by Mustaa Tiku, but they were able to keep the play alive in the offensive zone and get that other chance right there, which once again developed from the point right there. The long distance shot or pass maybe deflected off someone, then hit the iron.
Yeah, big time face off in the early stages of the period, won by the Polski boys. Kermit picks that off, turns it over, and takes his third penalty of this game.
Hat trick of penalties.
Yeah, hat trick on the board and a hat trick of penalties.
Yeah, that's maybe a frustration one right there. That was a rough turnover. It's not something that you see Kermit do too often, just a completely ill-advised pass. And honestly, kind of a good penalty to take in that scenario. Yeah, your team's shorthanded, but that was going to be a tough transition for the Blackjacks to defend against. But you don't like to see your top goal scorer going to the box 3 times either. He's going to have to clean that up. This is way too many opportunities for Polski boys.
Cannot let Blackjacks off the hook here. Need to find the back of the net on this attempt. Gerba pinching in. But a one-timer and a good stop there, as Kosti was able to stick the attempt there. Saski on the one-timer.
Yeah, a lot of good perimeter passing, good perimeter work right there from Polski boys, and Blackjacks seemed more content, kind of collapsing, trusting their goaltender make those saves, even off of some of those tougher one-timers.
Clean win, smart play there by Timothy. They're halfway through the man advantage for Polski boys. They're third of the game. They're 1 for 2 and nearly 2 for 3. A great stop again on Saski. there by Timothy, nearly back to 5-on-5, and we will be now after that errant pass. Another opportunity Polski boys aren't able to take advantage of. Puck dumped into the far side corner. Tony handled it well, but the follow-up pass was off the mark. Up by Timothy to evade pressure. With patience. Dylan will drop it back to Tony as they'll look to reset. Polski again trying to find a way through here. Brokala has it poked away. Back to the point. Shot. Too much traffic. Find its way through. Penalty called here on the Polski boys. Space for Villain. Loses its second chance. Popped up behind the back of the net. Timothy finally able to recover. Psycho skills. That one pinballs around. Still, Blackjack's in possession here. And finally touched up. As we'll get a look, it was an interference call back down the other way on left defenseman Kerva, and there it is. That little bit of contact is enough as he thought he was going to be able to shoot that puck.
Yeah, it's one of those tough ones to run into. We don't see it as often as we once did, but they can still happen right there. Tough situation for Polski boys, but a huge opportunity for the Blackjacks to really kind of start to put this game out of reach. You go by 3 with half the period left. I mean, might be well and truly over.
Oh, Tony looking, K-pick the corner, Timothy able to tap it in, but it is being immediately waved off. Let's get another look at it, and yep, that's not going to stand.
Yeah, a little bit of contact right there in the crease. I believe that was Kermit putting the old elbow into the side of the head of Mr. Itiku, but yeah, it was a great executed play. Obviously, besides the goaltender interference, shot from distance, crashing the net, Timothy coming from the side, just kind of sweep that one home. But obviously will not count. We'll have to continue on here with the man advantage.
Indeed. So here we go. Halfway left in regulation of this game. Again, for those that missed it, there was a restart. So this is technically the third period. Blackjacks thought they had a goal. Missy entering play today. 2 goals in 2 games. That one ends up in front. A couple of close calls for Mustaa Tiku. There's a nice wrist shot on there. Gloved down by Kosti, and arguably the best chance of the Blackjacks power play goes to the Polski boys. Face off here. And a jump. Gives a free win to the Blackjacks as they look to get back into the attacking zone. Psycho skills with space. Finds Villain, now Kermit. Good movement. They still have some time to work with. Psycho skills, the shot, picked off. Vote, and that will kill an advantage. Gerva into the corner, fresh out of the box. And Saskia was bumped off the puck. Elia picks off that outlet pass. Bouncing puck continues. 7 minutes to go. No goals since 0.7 remaining in the first period. Poke checks continue here. Polski trying to find a shooting lane if they can. Doski tried that short side net drive. Ran out of room. As that one deflects, Timothy will still be able to make a play on it. Nearly found Villain on the short side, but it was knocked loose. Love our Dove. Have they ever run with that as a headline? Dove and Love as a tagline?
I don't think so. Missed opportunity.
I don't know who makes Dove. Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, give me a call. Empty net here on a delayed call. It will be another power play for the Polski boys unless they find a way to score. They do not. This time it's Timothy heading to the box. Blackjacks are giving Polski boys plenty of opportunities due to the lack of discipline. Polski boys need to prove, though, that they can find a way to score.
Looking like he was putting him in a headlock right there. Yeah, that's interference if I've ever seen it. But yeah, Polski boys, like you said, they have capitalized on 1 power play. It's their only goal so far, but they've had 2 other opportunities. They haven't made it pay. This is a must-score situation right here.
Here we go. Big time face off. The villain again gets a clean win on. Psycho Skills sends it down. Actual turtle up, 2 minutes to go. Polski boys in need of 2 goals. Can give us pass off the mark. At the point, D2D back again. Great shot. But Kosti had a bit too strong of a sight line on it. Not enough traffic in front.
Yeah, it looks like they were looking for that deflection. They just were about a split second away from kind of setting it up properly. Another big face-off here. Great win by Villain. He's been good in the latter stages here.
Clear there by Kermit. Polski boys rapidly running out of time. Great poke check by Tony again, but Polski have another opportunity. Loose puck goes out to the half wall. Good poke check by Kermit and forces the offside. I honestly thought Kermit was going to get in trouble there. I mean, he was just swinging wildly to try and get a breakaway on that.
Yeah, and Gungan Kirva could not quite get the that stick bend to keep it over the line like we see so many defenders do when they're picking up in that way, and that's a bit unfortunate for him.
The pass, one-timer to Unkelia. Great save by Kosti. Timothy out of the box. Final few moments of this game with 7 seconds left, and I think we can safely say this contest is over, and not a great performance from the Blackjacks in the aftermath of that restart, but Polski boys let them off the hook. I mean, the opportunities were there.
Yeah, tons and tons of man advantages. 3 after the reset, I believe, and they didn't score on a single one. Their lone power play goal coming, of course, before the disconnect, and just not quite enough out of them. At the end of the day, you have to be able to make your opponent pay for your mistakes, and this kind of comes back to what Polski boys' struggles have been so far early in this series, and that's putting the puck in the net. They've gotten good goaltending from Mestaritiku, but you went up against a red-hot Kermit here who got a hat trick, and from there it was almost like GG's. They simply could not find a way to capitalize. You didn't get a single 5-on-5 goal. That's bad enough, but to have those 4 opportunities, yes, you scored on 1, but at this level, you're not going to get that many power play opportunities. So when a team's going to take 4 in a single game, you have to be able to make them pay on at least 1 more of those. And yeah, that's kind of been the woes of Polski boys so far. It's struggling to score. They couldn't score 5-on-5. They got 1 with the man advantage, but they couldn't find another.
With that is the first game of 2 between these 2 clubs in the books. We'll be back as they get ready to start game number 2. Stick with us.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, everybody, we are back again. A big thank you for sticking with us here at SportsGamer as we wrap up our opening week of competition, at least on broadcast here. We have one more matchup for you in the Elite Division. One more time, the Blackjacks taking on Polski boys. As Sin, some answers need to come up here for Polski boys after, again, a game that I think they could have won, just weren't able to take advantage of the opportunities.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to score, and they can't allow too many more games to go by without solving that issue. You know, you have to be able to put the puck in the net. There's only so much your goaltender and defense can do for you. We'll see how they respond here in this second game and our fourth and final of the broadcast.
Again, we will be here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as Kermit has an opportunity. Great opportunity goes to the wayside. He'll be in the nightmares of Polski boys defense for some time to come. But again, we'll be here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Chances for both sides here early on in the first. 19:45 CET, that's 1:45 p.m. Eastern for those of you on the North American side of things. Again, Mondays and Wednesdays are Elite Division coverage, and on Tuesday, we cover Tier 2 in the Pro Division, which is shaping up already to be a very interesting season there. See who could find themselves in Elite in the spring. Only able to find Kermit again. 3 goals, the only goal scorer for Blackjacks in game 1, and he starts off the scoring here in game number 2. The deflection after the D-to-D shots. And that is a perfect way for the Blackjacks to get some mojo back.
Absolutely, and I love the decision from Psycho Skills right there. He doesn't go for the one time, doesn't shoot it immediately, rather kind of pulls back to open up the lane that he wants on the shot. Shoots it back across his body, back across the goaltender's body, and Kermit's able to get that deflection past Mustaa, and the Blackjacks have struck first once again.
Kermit continues his incredibly hot pace to start off this season. And entered play today with 5 goals in 2 games. We've seen him score 4 on broadcast already. Of course, as Sid mentioned, they had a series played on their own channel prior to this one, as Vince holds on there for the Blackjacks this time as well. Up the left side yet again. Kermit was stonewalled on that attempt. Okay, to Brokala, not able to find any space. Kermit again, the cut nearly gets through clean. A disgusting attempt, to say the least.
Yeah, this man is a problem for defenders. That was a beautiful move. Somehow getting off a full kind of 45-degree pivot right there to kind of back skate in, create space, guts to the forehand. I believe he even got a shot away right there. Just beautiful individual effort from him after a great outlet pass.
This one sent down. And dating back to game 1, 4 unanswered goals for the Blackjacks. Stick there by Tony. He's been a big part of the reason as to why Polski boys haven't been able to score. He has been a menace. With Gold stick him up. That pass is going to lead an offside call here, and still not much going on for Polski boys. I mean, again, the one registered shot, but few and far between.
Yeah, and they haven't really established anything in the offensive zone. Again, largely in part to Tony back there. Just an absolute menace, as you said, with that Gold stick him up. He's just active stick all over the place.
There's a shot there. Good stop by Kosti. And again, it hasn't been for a lack of chance, especially Tunkelia. I mean, there have been those opportunities, and that's got to be where the frustration's setting in. They could have made more of some opportunities, but then they're also seeing a pretty solid goaltending performance, keeping them off the score sheet. Pass off the mark. Psycho Skills turns it over. Back again, perhaps battling with Tunkelia. Wraparound bit for Saski, broken up. As Timothy with some speed sends across for Villain. Couldn't hold on to it clean. See, again, not able to find that pass. Still fighting. 4 minutes to go here in the opening period. Tony again able to take that puck away. Villain runs right into traffic. Boys trying to find a break in, and they do, utilizing Tunkelia again on that right-hand side of your screen. The one-timer for Saski. He has had so many opportunities tonight, and Kosti is just refusing to surrender a goal on that glove side.
Just another beautiful save off of the one-timer. Golden opportunity for Polski boys.
4 shots on goal now. This one going way back. Icing is the call with 2:01 to play, and Kermit, dangler or not, still able to drop the opposition if given the chance. Off the face-off. Husky goes to the point. Timothy was there, now has a bit of space. Kungakiva trying to get back, and he does. Good job. This is it back to Timothy, though. Force in front to Kermit. Nearly went through. Final minute. 3 feet in front. Kermit was there. Villain not able to get it out. And if you want to get it out, in terms of it, that being tough, dry skin, well, hey, check out Dove for soft Brazilian skin after every single shave. They are getting their money's worth, and they're not even paying us. Yeah. That'll do it for the first period. The Blackjacks picking up where they left off. This opening goal from Kermit, the deflection in front.
Yeah, and it's just another opportunity for the Polski boys to kind of reset. You know, they've got to be a little bit frustrated at this point, because it's not like they haven't had their chances. You know, not just speaking of the power plays from last game where maybe they didn't generate what they wanted, but I'm thinking about that one-timer look that Saski had that he wasn't able to capitalize on. The shot from Tunkelia, which I really liked on that sequence, you know, instead of maybe forcing the cross crease and trying to get another one-timer, just tried to put it on the net, maybe thinking he could beat Kosti, or at the very least create a rebound, something that they can build off of in the offensive zone. Didn't quite go that way, but that's the mentality that Polski boys need to start having. A few more, you know, less looking for the perfect opportunity, a few more shots on, maybe crash the net. I mean, you're thinking about how, you know, the Blackjacks have kind of, you know, scored some of their last goals. That one's a deflection. We think about the disallowed goal from the previous game where it was a shot from the point, crash to the net scenario where Timothy put it in. It did get canceled out because of goaltender interference, but, you know, that's the Blackjacks willing to do a variety of different things to get their goals, whereas Polski boys, yes, they have that deflection goal on the man advantage, but when it comes to the 5-on-5, I see a lot of trying to set up for those one-timers, and they've gotten a couple off, but Polski has been up to the task of stopping them.
Second period underway. As always, the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lakritsi. It is game number 2. Blackjacks and Polski boys, a regulation win for the Blackjacks in game 1. The Polski boys looking to get their second win of the season, but scoring issues aplenty so far. 1 goal through 4 periods of play. Here's Kermit with speed down the left-hand side. Reverse is back for Psycho Skills. Now it's Timothy. Kermit to Villain. Good block. He has trouble. Kermit can't hold. Villain able to recover. The shot. Good stop by Mustaa Tiku. Kermit not able to get that pass through. Nerva stepping up here for Polski boys, takes a big hit. Vote can't get the shot off, and a deflection chance there. As Tunkelia just wired one towards goal, and of all the goals to go in for Saski, that's the one. But he'll take it. He was due. And the Polski boys have tied this game at 1.
Yeah, that was, I believe, his initial shot on the forehand getting poked away and it trickling in. Let's see if I was correct. Yep, right there. And he'll take that. I wonder if that was the active stick of Tony, who's had such a tremendous game. But nonetheless, finally, the breakthrough for Polski boys. Finally, the breakthrough for Sasuke, who has numerous golden chances. But he does get his goal. No bigger time. Ties this one up for his team.
A much-needed goal for Polski boys. We are tied at 1. On the net drive. Timothy able to recover. It's down in the corner. Good patience on display. Pass doesn't hit its intended target, though, and the Blackjacks will be forced to reset. Skills tried to work his way through, not able to do so. Good poke check. And Polski right back to where they started. Timothy with an excellent read. He's alone. He scores. A tremendous individual effort from Timothy. And the Blackjacks regain the lead.
Oh, it's the last thing that Polski boy wanted and needed in that scenario, but that's just veteran awareness and a veteran play by Timothy right there to jump on that in the neutral zone, take it away, get himself on a breakaway. Not the cleanest of finishes, but it does trickle home. Huge goal for the Blackjacks as they regain the lead.
Make it a 2-1 game. Polski boys able to tie it, only to surrender the lead right back in a matter of moments. Pull back, Villain takes it away. He tried to find Timothy. Elliot will dump this one in. Timothy, a burst of speed over the blue line, has a couple of options, good patience. Turn it back to Timothy. It's low, nobody there, but again, those plays where you just, hover your thumb above the, above the stick in a close call there, and just stay stationary for a minute. And open up so many different lanes. I mean, that is... Whenever someone's like, what can I do that a lot of high-level players do that I'm not doing? It is having that level of patience.
Absolutely. It's, that's the little things. Yeah, that's, you hit the nail right on the head right there. Is that sometimes you don't always have to be skating. You don't always have to be moving. You don't always have to be making the play. It's just wait and see what's in front of you.
Okay, tries to feed in the middle. Dylan was there to take it away. Add a steam now for the center. Holds up. Finds Kermit down low. With psycho skills, but a good pick off by Kunkin Kerva. Tony trying to step up. Tunkelia. Back for Vote. D-to-D pass. Gets it back again. Shot found its way through, but it looked like it hit somebody in front.
Yeah, I thought it was a clean shot block initially, but it did trickle its way through to Kosti. Had to be sharp right there. With that bouncing puck, a lot of kind of a back and forth movement from Polski boys. Could have taken him out of position, and that one would have found its way home, but excellent puck tracking from the Blackjacks netminder and maintaining the 1-goal lead for his team as this second period winds to a close.
Puck down low in the corner here for Villain. Again, good patience. MSC can't hold on to it through the hits. Pass ended up on goal, paddled aside by Kosti. A good patience down low, but the pass off the mark and will send Polski boys all the way back down. Into the far side corner. Down low, Sasuke tried to beat towards goal front, couldn't do it. Final few moments of the period. Embassy will have a chance with 3 seconds. Tony's shot deflects away. The Blackjacks will carry a 2-1 lead into the third period. This game still feels like in a lot of ways, Sin, it's up for grabs.
Yeah, it definitely does. You know, it's quite close. That was a lot of kind of back and forth action to end the period. No team getting really the cleanest of, grade A chances right there. A couple close calls at the net mouth, but yeah, for the most part, Blackjack's ahead on the scoreboard. Can't really say they're firmly in the driver's seat as this game goes, but with the way that Polski boys offense has been so far this season, if I'm the Blackjacks, I'm feeling pretty comfortable and confident. You don't have a ton of shots in this one. I would like to see them pulling the trigger a little bit more. Their passing percentage is quite low. A lot of those passes that they're making, trying to open things up, trying to get the plays that they want, are not quite there. I'd love to see them maybe simplify a bit, start ripping some more shots on. I mean, you got to consider they've scored a couple, kind of deflection type goals or net front goals where you're getting some chances off of the rebound. I'd love to kind of see them doing a bit more of that. They've been opportunists so far in this game, especially that second goal by Timothy here, but I'd like to see them take control of the game flow a little bit more so they can negate some of the chances for Polski boys.
There we go. Third period underway. Will it be a set of victories for the Blackjacks? Will Polski boys be able to earn a split? At the stage of this season, they do ice the puck here early on.
And that could spell trouble. Villain has been quite good on the faceoffs in this matchup. Another key one right here. Allow his team to establish the offensive zone.
High up here. Kermit the shot, blocked down. Elia trying to get going down the other way. Oski able to dump it low. Job, though, by Psycho Skills to take it away. Good feed to Timothy. He's got a bit of space. Tried the spin move. It's held up just a bit too much. Brokala has it poked away. Could have gone with Brokala has it poked the blood. Just didn't do it.
Bit of a tongue twister.
Great movement there from the Blackjacks, but a good stop again by Mustaa.
Yeah, kind of an underrated play right there. Cycle Skills had pinched up into that slot area, kind of right between the hash marks there. Got a great shot on, but Mustaa, huge save to keep his team within reach, as that's a ripper from Tony on the point, and another save by Mustaa.
They were joking about it in chat. Noted goal scorer Tony on that left D side. I mean, he nearly had yet another one. Very, very close indeed. Another face-off win for Villain. Kermit turns it over. Gets it back thanks to the poke check from Psycho Skills. Timothy. Down low for Kermit. Feed in front's not there, though. Kermit trying to force these plays, which is a little bit surprising based on what he's been able to create for himself in this game.
Yeah, there's a few ill-advised pass on this last sequence. He's going to try to just simplify, clean it up a little bit. He's looking for things that he wants to be there rather than what's available.
Oski does well. 12.5 to go, though. In the period, Tunkelia is going to win the foot race to this puck. The feed across. Oski's shot save. Second chance. Brokala denied as well.
Huge bailout from Kosti right there. That was just a rough turnover starting from the neutral zone. And he made two huge saves to prevent this game from being tied.
Okay, back over another gigantic save from Kosti, denying Tunkelia. One of the better saves you might see this season. And I mean, we've said that a couple of times about the goaltending tonight. Here's Psycho Skills, but he's exhausted after the full pressure. Kermit, he's onside. Toe-drag shot is blocked down by the defense in front. Okay, stepping in, sends it around again for Tunkelia to the point. Derva stepping in, has it poked away. Foot race for the puck that the Blackjacks will win. Here's Kermit, sticks to the outside. Back to the forehand, Psycho Skills at the point. Goes low to Timothy. Wrap around bid kept out by Mustaa, but he'll play it out. The urgency here for Polski boys with 5.5 minutes to go, trailing by 1. Okay, to Kungan looking at his options. Timer, Tunkelia, and another good save. Puck loose. Goes out to the half wall. Psycho Skills is there. Fed up along to Timothy. Carries it low. Forced back in front. Doesn't work. Now 3.5 minutes left. By psycho skills and the follow-up defense from Timothy. Now Villain. Able to draw a call as he was taken down. 2:15 on the clock. Polski boys running out of time. The dump and chase. Dunkelia wins the foot race. Nowhere to go. Loose puck. Taken back to the point. Vote not able to find that feed through. Here's Timothy with speed. Cut to the middle. Throws one towards goal. Villain back to Timothy on the odd angle. Mustari Tiku makes the save. 48 seconds to go for Polski boys here. And while at the line, Kermit able to take it away. Dumps it in. Smart play. As Timothy down low in the corner. Not able to fully evade the pressure. Villain's there. And offside is the call. Blackjacks in just a few minutes away from another regulation win.
Yeah, and there's a couple opportunities Polski boys had to shoot, and they didn't take it. And I feel like this is a situation where you just have to throw it on net. There's one for Vote there. He could have thrown it on net, tried to force a pass to the middle. It was taken away, and that led to this sequence now where they just cannot get back into the zone.
Final moments here for Polski boys. Some tired legs out there as well. Another turnover, unable to clear it though. Soski was able to get it low. Mustari Tiku looking to head to the bench. Not much time left. Rokala, the feed in front, bouncing around towards goal. Second chance, they score!
Point one.
At the buzzer. A tying goal to send us to overtime.
I thought the horn that went off was the buzzer. I can't believe they got this one in. He was behind the net. I think he banks it off the goaltender there. I'm looking at the angle. And
quarters, baby.
Yeah, just unbelievable. Polski boys tying it up, at least going to secure themselves a point. That was massive and absolutely unreal. Show me the clock. I have a feeling it. Oh, 0.7
again.
Very,
close,
yeah.
Same time that was on the clock when Kermit scored to complete that first period hat trick earlier. So you live by the 0.7, you die by the 0.7. Polski boys earn a point and take away an extra point from the Blackjacks.
Yeah, I thought when I looked down quickly before before that kind of clock disappeared, or looked up quickly, and I thought I saw the 0.1, but yeah, 0.7. Just still unreal for the Polski boys right there. The desperation, just were able to get that puck on and just keep taking whacks at it right here. That shot right there had a chance, but it bounces through and put home from the side of the net. Crazy end of that one, but we get a little bit of bonus hockey now, Tugi. Overtime between Polski boys and the Blackjacks.
I mean, broken play, for sure. I see Kermit in chat airing his frustrations, but bottom line is, Blackjacks made plenty of mistakes that led to Polski boys being able to get some other chances. You know, you can be unhappy about how this goal went in, especially because it looks like Dunkelia was able to kind of chip that towards goal off a defender's stick. But when a goal goes in, it's often easier to be like, oh, let me focus on that. It's about what led to that. And throughout that third period, especially when it looks like the Blackjacks could have put their foot down and found that insurance goal, they were forcing a lot of passes. And it's led to the Polski boys being able to hang around in this game. Now the Blackjacks have to try to win this in overtime. And a very late goal. Ungan Kirva was able to send this to overtime. He had no goals entering play today. What a time to get one there, to get Polski boys at least a point, and a little bit of trouble there. Hopefully not a disconnect. I mean, I haven't seen anybody mention like the old issue that we used to have, and we're going to have a restart. Oof, so for time. Well, that is anticlimactic now, isn't it?
Trying to see who disconnected right there. Maybe it was Brokola again, or maybe he just was the one who left. But yeah, that's a tough situation. I'm not too sure what the issue was, but I did see someone shoot it out of the arena. So I haven't heard of that passing glitch, the old passing glitch being a thing anymore. But that's what we used to see. I'm not too sure what led to that, but I guess we'll try to figure that out.
Well, with that, again, as we do, we'll throw it over to a quick word from our sponsor. We'll be back once they are ready to get this back underway. Again, overtime coming up between the Polski boys and the Blackjacks.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
malo, más o menos.